What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you're new here,
Hi, how you doing?
today we're gonna be doing the first ever game review on this channel. You know, I played it, so you don't have to. So sit back and relax, and I'm gonna tell you some things about some stuff. We are gonna talk about the newest game to come out in the South Park series, South Park Snow Day. Now, the title itself is actually about a snow day in South Park. I was asked during stream the other day if it was some kind of metaphor for, you know, dregs. But it's not. It is quite literally precipitation, okay? I mean, after having titles such as, you know, Fractured Butthole, you would kind of want to wonder what snow day actually means. It means snow. It means snow. Get your head out of the gutter.
It's a snow day!
So it looks like the developers over at Question wanted to try something a bit different with this. Excuse you. Hi. So it looks like the developers over at Question wanted to try something a little bit different with South Park Snow Day. Straying away from the single-player, turn-based RPG in its classic 2D format that you would normally see a South Park episode be styled in, they decided to travel down the 3D hack-and-slash route, which one probably would not be expecting to hear of a South Park title. This 3D modeling of the world does give it a bit of a throwback feel to the 1998 version that came out on the N64 and the original PlayStation. And unlike the previous two titles, this South Park does have an online multiplayer function, so you can play with up to 3 of your friends, but it does also allow the single player mode. However, what I was not expecting from a South Park title was the roguelike attributes it tried to enforce in the game. For instance, if you die, I don't know, let's say, just for some random reason, an hour and a half into the first level. No specific reason whatsoever I came up with that number. Oh god, oh god. No! No! Let's just say you die. An hour and a half in, you die. You get sent back to the beginning. Thankfully, it's not back to the beginning of the campaign itself, it's just back to the beginning of that level. But it is quite an irksome thing to discover an hour and a half in. If you die during the run, you start the whole run over again. Did not know this beforehand. Well, now you know. It's got roguelike tendencies. Now we're gonna start off with some numbers here. IGN gave this a 3 and Metacritic gave this a whopping 60%. For reference, we're gonna look back at the previous two titles where IGN gave Fractured Butthole an 8.5 and also gave Stick of Truth a 9 upon those releases of those specific titles. Needless to say, the game is kinky. Not in a good way. One of the staggering things about this game is that the game itself is only roughly 5 hours long. You can complete each level in roughly an hour, unless you're me and you get distracted very easily. The game itself, you could probably complete in 5 to 6 hours. Fractured Butthole, completing everything, 28 hours. Stick of Truth, completing everything, 21 hours. So just from that number alone, South Park title, you would be expecting to at least dive 10 hours into this game, not 5, 6, maybe 7. And yes, you heard what I said a minute ago, okay? I didn't finish the first level because I died. But from what I have played, here's my personal review. I love South Park. Always found it hilarious. Love Stick of Truth. Love Fractured Butthole, okay? Absolutely fantastic. Felt like I was actually part of a South Park episode. While the 3D modeling does kind of take you out a little bit of like the classic 2D world, wasn't too concerned about it in the beginning, right? From what I have gotten of it so far, it is a lot of button mashing and hack and slash. And you do seem to fight on waves and waves and waves of first graders. Now, with the other two games, you were dealing a lot with the other characters of the town. So far, the only other person I've come in contact with was Randy. While I love Randy, it has just been drones and drones of first graders. Another thing that was quite surprising was it's pretty tame. South Park is known for being raunchy and rude and with all their jokes out the yin-yang, right? This game has been pretty tame thus far. I haven't come across and just like, oh no they didn't kind of like joke right? Like a classic South Park joke. I haven't come across anything like that yet. Now, your special superpower in this game, much like the other games, usually has something to do with you just being an absolutely gassy bitch. However, using the fart special mechanic in this game doesn't feel as powerful as it used to, if that makes any sense. So when you use it, kind of jettisons you into the air a little bit, and it lets off kind of an AoE of just like one fart, okay? One fart. However, you do kind of just gotta glide for a bit, but you keep farting and it doesn't do any damage to any characters that you might be hovering over. It's just that one time fart, one time gassy bitch, okay? It doesn't feel like this OP thing like it did in Fractured Butthole, okay? It doesn't feel OP. It doesn't feel like I'm about to like set your face on fire with my farts, okay? I want that back. And I'm currently playing it on the PlayStation 5. So the aiming mechanic for the bow did not realize until probably a little later in than I should have. Didn't realize it was really shaky, and I couldn't figure out why the aiming mechanic was so shaky. It's because it was using the motion sensitivity on my controller in order to aim, which makes sense. I mean, it is out on the Switch as well, so the Joy-Cons, you can, that's what it's for, you know what I mean? And I'm sure there is a way to turn it off in the settings. But I was not expecting that, and I was getting a little bit of a motion sickness, not knowing that going in, that it was connected to my controller. Now, something they did incorporate into the game that was actually pretty interesting is their card upgrade aspect. The cards themselves give you different abilities, and they can be upgraded and help you get stronger and all that fun stuff. So that mechanic was pretty cool, but the opposite spectrum of that, there are something that they call bullshit cards.
Bullshit!
Who's calling bullshit? I swear to God. And these cards give you another special that you can use so many times during the level. However, the thing about the bullshit cards is that the opposing team, the NPCs, can actually have bullshit cards as well. And it feels like their bullshit cards are more OP than yours. Well, I can have cards that give me more damage to players that are already bleeding. The enemy team tends to have the cards that give the option for their archers to rain hellfire or to have shields over everybody. Projectile hailstorm.
This card says every shot from us is a fireball.
Excuse me! So it does make that aspect a little harder when you're trying not to die in a roguelike setting. This might or might not have been how I died originally. I'm not salty. I'm not salty about it. So instead of actually giving the players, you know, a better special than the fart, it feels like more of a mechanic that draws out the fight. If you're a huge fan of South Park, I would say that overall the game itself probably just kind of gives an essence of South Parkness and not necessarily just like feels like it's throwing you into an episode like the previous two games did. I do find the game enjoyable actually on a certain level, so I'll still probably just continue to play it. But it definitely doesn't give me the same vibe that the previous two games did, and I adored and love Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole. And I'm not really a fan of turn-based RPGs, so that's saying something. Are there some downsides to this game? Yes. Not gonna lie, there are. I have stated them. To make it a little bit better, I would have made the game longer, and I would have added more characters from the South Park universe along in the storyline. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm all for trying something new, and I love that they tried to bring back the 3D modeling like the 1998 version.
Oh my god, they killed Kenny, you bastard!
But between the gaming mechanics itself and the lack of just South Park sussiness, it does make South Park Snow Day fall a little bit short of the mark, sadly. But hey, that's just me. You could totally have a different opinion, and if you do, let me know. Leave it down in the comment section. If you've played the game, let me know what you think. And after seeing this review, do you intend on playing the game? Do you want to see what it's like for yourself? Are you a fan of South Park? And also, if there is any games that you like that you want me to review, leave them down in the comments, okay, guys? Since this is my first time doing a game review video, guys, make sure you give the video a like if you actually did like it, so that way I know that I will make more content like this. And also, if you like the channel, subscribe to the channel. What can I say? Except you're welcome? Why did Moana just come into my head? But thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for your support, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everybody! Chat, give me your feedback. What are we thinking so far of just seeing this game? If you haven't already played it and this is your first time seeing it, what are we thinking? Interesting development from the others. For me, not open world enough. Okay, not open world enough. I need space for, let's call it evil zoomies. It's really wacky. I like the humor. Bet, okay, enjoying it, good. Well, enjoying the South Park humor.
Get over here, poser.
I'm right here, poser. You're such a poser. Well, you do the thing. You do the thing with the land and the hair. You're such a poser. Such a poser.